And we use the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. If you were not here yesterday, or you know you did not take good notes yesterday, you better take really, really good notes today, and I swear to you, you'll cruise right through your test, okay? But if you're not writing down the equation and you're just writing the numbers, it's really hard to go back through and figure out what you did. So make sure that you write down the stuff you would actually need to do that, okay? So negative 16 minus negative 8 over 5 minus 19. Okay, well, on your calculator, you can type this in on the calculator, or if you're at home, you can use that Desmos calculator app and just hit the fraction button, and it's going to say negative 16 plus 8 on the bottom, or on the top, and on the bottom you got 5 minus 19. And it's going to give you, and I'm going to write down here, but 4 over 7. Okay, so 4 over 7. And that is our what? What were we finding?
Our slope.
Yeah, it's our slope. Okay, the next one is write the slope-intercept form. Okay, that's the form of y equals mx plus b. Okay, the other group, finish line kids, already took this test. I will tell you about 85% of them missed this question. So take really good notes. So we got y equals mx plus b. Our b is our y-intercept. Okay, and that's where it crosses the y line. Okay, our slope is going to be our rise over our run. Okay, and then I'm going to draw you a couple little pictures here. This one we need to find first. Okay, and then we have these two pictures here. Is this one a positive slope or a negative slope?
Positive.
It's a positive slope.
And the other one's negative.
Okay, just by looking at this line, should your slope be positive or negative?
Negative.
Should be negative. So when we write the equation, it should definitely be negative. So we can say y equals blank x plus blank. Okay, well I already know that this slope is negative, so I'm going to go ahead and put a negative sign out there. Okay, we need to find our y-intercept, and that's where it crosses the y line. And so that's going to be here at negative 3. Okay, we need to find the next closest point. Okay, well the next closest point, you can just start traveling up the line, is right here. Okay, so what is our slope? What is our rise? How much do we rise? How much do we run? Well, we go up 1 and over 1, so it's just going to be 1 over 1. Okay, so that's our equation. Nice girl.
Yeah.
You sure? Okay, look at 5. 5 says find the slope of the line. How do we find the slope of a line on a graph? We just did it. Rise over run. Okay, so if you don't know, or if you were like, okay, just write yourself a little note. It's rise over run. Okay, and so we just count rise and run. Okay, so I got 1 over 3. Is that a positive slope or a negative slope?
Positive.
It's a positive, and that's all. We're just going to have 1 over 3 for our answer. Okay, number 7. Number 7 says write the slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form is, gosh dang, Lord, you're making me mad. Y equals mx plus b. Okay, what does our m stand for?
Slope.
Slope. What does our b stand for?
Y-intercept.
Yes, this is our b. Okay, and so we're really just plugging this stuff in. We got y equals negative 1/2 x plus 2. Okay, number 9. It wants you to find the slope and the y-intercept. Okay, so we know that slope, we use the letter what? M. And our y-intercept, we use the letter B. Okay, what is the slope of that equation?
3 over 2.
3 over 2. What about the y-intercept? 1. Okay, that's all you gotta do. M equals B equals, and you write them out. Okay, the majority of this test is not hard. There's only about 4 questions that it's really like a lot of work, okay? All of these are like short, easy, not that bad. It's the ones where you gotta do slope intercept, okay? So, at the very least, you should be answering all your questions except for 4. I'm not saying don't answer 4, but like, you could answer all the rest and be done in 5 minutes, okay? This one says, write the point slope form. Okay, y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. Okay, make sure you have the formula somewhere on your sheet because you're going to need them, and I'm not writing them down for you. Okay, so write the point slope form. So that's what we need our answer to look like. Well, let's look at what we've got. Well, anytime we see something like this, we label them. Okay, and then we have to think, well, what letter do I use for slope? M. Okay, and say, well, I've got a point and a slope, so I can go ahead and use point slope. So it's going to be y minus 0. My m is 2 over 5. X minus x1 is negative 5. Okay, what's a minus minus? Plus. Do we stop? Do we keep going?
Stop.
Why?
Because it matches the thing.
Yeah, it matches up here, and so we stop. Up here has parentheses, so down here has parentheses. Okay? And so we can just circle this, we're already done. Dropping my stuff. Rude. Okay, look at 13. Okay, well 13, same thing, it wants us to write point slope form. Mx minus x1. Okay, so
Oh, you gotta do the y, the x1, the y1. You gotta, what's it called? I don't remember what it's called.
that's
You
okay.
gotta find the slope.
Yeah, you gotta find the slope. Okay, so there's only one formula that uses these. Okay, and that's the slope formula. We use the letter m, so I got y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so on these problems, now that we're getting into like the harder ones where you gotta do a lot of math, write down every single step. I'm writing down. Okay, so I got negative 1 minus negative 4. Negative 4 minus negative 2. Okay, well these minuses are a plus, and I'm just going to type this in on the calculator and it'll spit it right out for you. Okay, so I'm going to have negative 1 plus 4 on the top, and then I'm going to have negative 4 plus 2 on the bottom. So my slope is going to be negative 3 over 2. Okay, and the next formula that I'm going to use, and they always go in this order. Okay, we always use slope, point slope, slope intercept. Slope, point slope, slope intercept. Okay, so you're never going to go from slope to slope intercept. Okay, you always have to have slope, point slope, slope intercept. So is the point slope formula, which is y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. Okay, so it's going to be y minus negative 4. My m is 3 over 2. x minus my x1 is -2. Okay, what's a minus minus? Plus. Do we stop or do we keep going? We stop, okay? It matches up there. Up here we have parentheses, down here we have parentheses, so we know what we're done. We stop. Okay, 15, it says write the slope-intercept form of the equation. So it's going to be y equals mx plus b.